Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica Burton. With just days left before their Scorpio reveal, it looks like Microsoft has trademarked a video game-related logo. The trademark was filed today in the EU, and the particular trademark registered has to do with video game consoles for use with an external display screen or monitor, as well as computer game software for use with personal computers and video game consoles. The actual bare-bones logo itself resembles an S, so maybe it's possible that Scorpio will be the console's name after all, and it's not just some weird code name. Still, at this point, it could be related to something else entirely that we have no clue about, but the timing does make it seem Scorpio related. We know Microsoft is bringing the Scorpio to E3, but the one thing that will not be present at the company's press conference? VR. Microsoft said in a statement to Polygon this week that they won't be talking about VR for Xbox or Scorpio at all this year at E3, and that we shouldn't even expect VR for console anytime soon. The company said, given the efforts we have underway on Windows for mixed reality and our belief that console VR should be wireless, right now we are focused on developing mixed reality experiences for the PC, not on console. So it looks for the time being that Microsoft is going to continue their focus on VR and AR for just Windows. One of Switch's biggest upcoming releases for the summer is the motion-controlled fighter ARMS, and now some of the first review scores are out for Nintendo's new competitive IP. Japanese mag Famitsu, who always seems to get these things early, has published their scores of ARMS, giving us our first indication about, whether the game's any good. Therefore, reviewers gave it an 8, an 8, an 8, and a 9 for a total score of 33 out of 40. So thanks for the link there, NeoGaf. Not a bad start, all things considered, but we'll have to see how the game continues to score as more reviews hit over the next few weeks. ARMS launches for everyone on June 16th. One other major Switch game slated for this year is the port of FIFA 18, but unfortunately the more we learn about it, the less it seems like a comparable experience to its console counterparts. According to new info posted with yesterday's reveal of FIFA 18, only the PS4, PC, and Xbox One versions are built with EA's proprietary Frostbite engine. Other versions won't feature the engine as well as other modes, so that makes the Switch a bit more on par with the PS3 and Xbox 360 ports. The FIFA Switch port has already been a source of doubt for those who want to see Nintendo shore up their third-party support this time around, so hopefully we'll get a much better sense of the game, what it is and more importantly what it isn't, this weekend at EA Play. The hits, unfortunately, just keep on coming for Ubisoft's hack-and-slash multiplayer game For Honor. PC Games N reports that For Honor's player stats, pulled from Get Hype, have hit an all-time low, just a few months after the release. According to Get Hype's numbers, it now peaks at 3.4 thousand players, which is really far down from the 71,000 players at the height of the beta, which is about a 95% decrease. Despite repeatedly iffy news coming out of For Honor, the previously mentioned dwindling player base, and the game's microtransaction frustrations, it's still one of the best-selling titles of the year. It's also important to mention that most games with this kind of microtransaction model can sustain losing most of their players, as long as the ones left around are still the ones spending all that money. So, in short, the whales are at it again, just ruin it for the rest of us. Thanks, you guys. God of War's director is disputing claims that the long-awaited game is being delayed. Recently, a poster Shogmaster on NeoGaf claimed that the game was farther behind than had been reported, and that it will miss this holiday and next January by many months. Asked on Twitter about those claims, director Cory Barlog responded, "I say what I said before. Nonsense." So that's pretty definitive. Barlog has said that the game is playable from beginning to end, and we're hoping to get a trailer and a release date at E3. If you've been wanting to buy a shiny gold PlayStation 4 for cheap, it looks like E3 will be your week. Sony will be offering a slim gold PS4 with 1 terabyte of storage for $250 during the week of June 9th through 17th. Over on the PlayStation blog, they also announced that they will be cutting the price of a variety of games that week, including Neo, Horizon Zero Dawn, and MLB The Show, all of which will be reduced to a measly $40. Oh, and you can also get a DualShock 4 controller for only $40 too. And the gold wireless stereo headset has also been cut down to $80. Like we said, the sale starts June 9th, so go get decked out in all gold and look like a hella gangster. EA and DICE will preview some gameplay of Star Wars Battlefront 2 during a live stream at E3 later this week, and we've got some details about what they'll be showing off. All of the game's new classes will be shown, as well as 4 legendary heroes and new special characters. It will also feature a 40-player multiplayer battle that will include battle droids and clone troopers and vulture droids and ATRT walkers, and apparently Darth Maul and Rey showing off their sweet lightsaber skills. The gameplay showcase will take place at 2:30 p.m. Central on June 20th, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 will hit retailers on November 17th, so get your lightsabers ready, y'all. Could the Suicide Squad sequel start shooting next year? Well, according to one of its stars, yeah! Joel Kinnaman, who played Rick Flag in the first movie, told The Hollywood Reporter that the movie could go into production next year. He said, "As far as I know, they're writing the script, and I think the plan is to shoot it sometime in 2018, but that could change." Kinnaman also said that he'd definitely come back for the sequel, and that he'd love for David Ayer to return to direct it. Yeah, don't get your hopes up about that, dude. Have you read the reviews? Have you been online? There's been a lot of controversy lately over which YouTube videos can and can't be monetized. As for video games, YouTube told Polygon recently that people who live stream games won't have any issues, but people who create violent montages might not get their videos monetized. That would include something like putting together a sweet montage of all of your 360 no-scopes in Call of Duty or Battlefield. YouTube's advertising policy states that violence in the normal course of video gameplay is generally acceptable for advertising, but montages where gratuitous violence is the focal point is not. So there you go, feel free to keep streaming, but maybe no mashups of your gory kills and every time you stabbed your best friend in the back and he bled and it was funny and they all laughed. It looks like Blizzard has unfortunately dodged China's new loot box laws. You might remember that the country passed a law requiring publishers to disclose percentage rates for items that are given out in randomized ways through loot boxes. To get around that law, Blizzard will start selling Overwatch in-game currency only to Chinese players. GamesIndustry.biz noted that according to a post on Blizzard's Chinese forums, the option to purchase Overwatch credits for real money will be introduced in version 1.12, and it will range from 5 credits for about $1.77 to 120 credits for about $35. And all of them come with free loot boxes, but since players are paying for currency, apparently Blizzard doesn't have to reveal its loot box percentage rates. Very clever. Very devious. So now let's see if the Chinese government lets Blizzard get away with it. Probably not. But for more news from every corner of the internet, since that's all we have for you guys out there today, remember to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the know, why don't you? Given the efforts we have underway on Windows for mixed reality and our belief. Given the efforts that we have underway on our Windows that would include something like putting together a montage of 360 no-scopes in Call of Duty Battlefield.
You said Call of Duty Battlefield.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was
Fuck!
that Call of